Welcome back to Steel and Vance. As promised, we are going to show you some beauty here. This is the National Ballet of Ukraine. And one of the dancers right there is in studio with us right now. The story to be told here is magnificent and sad and scary and amazing. And all of us here in Canada can be involved in this great event starting next year.
Canadians love the people of Ukraine. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
And so the National Ballet of Ukraine is going to be coming to Canada and starting a tour in January. They will be coming here in February. And they're trying to show that they have a fighting spirit, and they want to say thank you to Canadians for supporting the war effort, supporting them. And so we wanted to talk to some of the folks who are here with us on this tour, getting the word out that they're coming to Canada. So we have a couple of special guests in the studio. We have one of the dancers, Mikita Sukorikov. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And also we have Lyudmila Mavlenko, with the Foreign Affairs of the National Ballet of Ukraine. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for the invitation.
You know what? I can't believe that it's been over a year and we're still seeing death and destruction and bombs and buildings being destroyed. And it breaks my heart as a Canadian. So I want to start with you and ask you, how does it touch you personally? How has your life been impacted?
It was very difficult for first couple months when the Russian troops was near to capital, to Kiev. For sure, it's a fact. Many of Ukrainians right now know people who lost their houses in person. Many people know people who died on this war. So this is how it's affect, I think.
So keeping the art alive, keeping dance alive, even in the midst of war, how important is that for your nation, for your dance, your fellow dancers, but also for kids that look up and dream to be you someday?
I think it's a very important thing right now because to keep our culture, it's our mission to keep culture. So if we don't have any culture, so we don't know what we are fight for. And for children, for sure, and for any person, any audience who come in right now in Kiev, because we still have performances every week, so they have touch to art and forget for 2 hours about all disaster was going on around.
Right, forget about all of that.
Lyudmila, let me ask you how your life has been impacted by the war and trying to keep the ballet performing.
Frankly speaking, when the war started, I left Kiev with my family for 2 months. But then we decided that we must come back to Kiev. We must come back and then we must continue our work. All my life is connected with National Opera of Ukraine. That's why I cannot imagine how to stay somewhere when I can and must work in the theater and do my best to renovate the work of the theater.
So that's your beating heart. You need
Yes.
to be where your heart beats. So how was it to step back on that stage and do, as you said, Mikita, the weekly performances? I mean, for those of us watching from afar, it's almost unimaginable that in the capital, that each week people will go to the ballet. What was it like to get back to that?
It was incredible. Really, we are very lucky to have opportunity to perform. And thanks for all our direction and in the National Opera of Ukraine, because many theaters cannot work right now. Ballet theater and dramatic theater, drama theater too. So we're lucky we can work, still work, share with audience our art, our passion. So
And when you're dancing and when you're on the stage, does it give you a little bit of peace where you're able to shut out all the evil and bad things that are going on?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. It was the same before the war started, and right now the part, your life on stage, it's absolutely different than your normal life.
Right. So when you're coming to Canada, you've been to Canada before, but you're coming back to Canada. We talk all the time about how we have the largest Ukrainian population outside of Ukraine here in Canada, very proudly so. What's the message that you bring to the community here, but to all Canadians here when you come and dance in the new year?
I hope they will feel a part of our soul, they can understand what is Ukrainian ballet right now is. And I think they see we're brave enough to still working and trying to give our art to all over the world.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Ludmila, how do you feel about Canadians? Because we have kind of adopted your people who, as Jody has pointed out, have made up a big part of our community. Do you have a soft spot in your heart for Canadians who are opening up their wallets and their hearts to your people?
Yes, of course. You know, there is such a phrase that when the guns are speaking, the muses are silent. But we consider that no, we must speak, we must show our talents, we must show our art, show must go on, we must continue.
I love that. It just gives me goosebumps. And you did, Mikita, you spoke a little bit about the difference that is ballet in Ukraine. How might it be different than what we might see here by the Canadian National Ballet? What is the flavor that might be different that one might expect coming in to watch a performance?
You know, any ballet, classical ballets grow up from the national dances. So any country have some difference, and because we dance not only classical ballet and Ukrainian folk dance too, and we bring one of them very famous here to Canada. So this makes difference.
And Ludmila, these shows that you're going to be putting on in Canada, they're a mix of traditional dance, but also some of the classics?
Yes, I suppose that it will be one of the best programs that we ever perform, I mean concert program, because we are trying to include the best classical pieces and also modern and Ukrainian and folk, are well known all over the world, Gopak, also classical pieces from Corsair, Esmeralda, Don Quixote, and two modern, very interesting pieces based on music of our well-known composer Miroslav Skorik. Melody, it is well-known all over the world, you must know it, I suppose. And also Lacrimosa by Mozart. It is also modern but very interesting, especially prepared for the concert in Orlando last year, and we'll perform it now in a new version during this program, during this tour.
How many people on the tour? Just how much?
It will be 30.
30
at all.
That's a
Let's put up the graphic again on
go.
how you can get tickets, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a sellout. So here's the email address, nationalballetukraine.com. Mikita Sukorokov and Ludmila Mavlenko. It's really nice to have you in Canada, and we're going to see you in February in
welcome
in Vancouver. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful
Stay safe.
stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Whew.
All right.
I'm excited
You're
about
gonna cry. You're gonna cry.
I know.
Okay, so we're going to go to that for sure. But coming up next, BC's long-term care homes are under the microscope right now.
Heavy topic.
Is your loved one getting enough personal care in for-profit nursing homes? Jody and I have some personal experience. We're going to weigh in when we come back.
We will indeed. And also, we have to show you our viewing photos, our viewing party pictures for this week. Yes, you've waited for them, and here they are. We love getting them. Send them in. All you do is take a photo of what you're doing right now watching us. This is Joel.
Joel on the downtown east side. We have Juliet in Mission.
Yep, and Lori in Burnaby. I love Juliet's toe there. Lori's got her slippers on. I like that. I like that. Way to go. Send them in. Keep watching. This is Steele and Vance. We are going to be back in just one moment.